Shane wants to end the show now, not talk about any offense. Shane hates the offense more than anything. I guess I just wanted to have a little quick chat about the whole AJ Brown thing. And we're not doing any film because, in all honesty, guys, what do you want us to say? The design's average, the run game's average. We thought they made a little bit of a difference a couple of weeks ago, but I was always a little bit skeptical about this under center thing because you have no QB run game. I still didn't see any concepts from it. It was just like post cross, post dig. There's so many things in this week I don't like. So I don't know how to break this down. Should we just talk a little bit first of all about just like on a really micro point of view? They ran Jumbo 11 times this year, and shout out to at Shane Haff in the Discord for giving me these numbers. How are you running Jumbo 11 times and never throwing it once? Like, just who goes into the play room and goes, you know what we're going to do? We're going to run 6 offensive lineman packages 6 times in this game, and every time we're going to run the ball. Does no one say, should we try a bit of play action? It feels like the marrying of the run and the pass game was just all over the place in this one. And there are clips when the Eagles run play action, and when I say the defense does not fall for it, they do not budge. They do not move. You might as well, it's like they know what's, I mean, maybe they do know what's coming. I'm not clever enough to know whether they have a tell. I know people say they do, but like genuinely, I just don't understand the sequencing on offense. Anything you wanted to add just in general before we get into 2 specific things on the conservatism and AJ Brown? Or are you fully done? Can't be bothered. And I don't blame you.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yep, sounds good. So let's discuss the other things. A good comment about the AJ Brown Madden video. Yes, I have. I felt sorry for AJ Brown in this game. I genuinely do. I'm going to give you some numbers from Fantasy Points data. Ready for this? AJ Brown's win rate down 9.5%, zone rate down 7.8%, man win rate down 5.5%. His targets are contested 9% more. He is being used in the slot 9% less. His deep and intermediate route usage are up 4% and 6%. The Eagles are not using him like they used to. And shout out to Chris Wecht, can't pronounce his name, W-E-C-H-T, Director of Analytics on Fantasy Points for that one. It's Sirianni's answer about AJ Brown today just honestly makes you want to tear your hair out. Like, if you haven't seen it, he comes out and he goes, well, if you know, we're trying to target him, but some plays don't go to him for different reasons. For example, Devontae Smith's touchdown, that play is going to AJ. What? What do you know that play is going to AJ? They're running post-dig off play action.
Against quarters.
The whole point is to throw the post. The post is the dream. Like, they're not trying to throw the dig. And what? Jalen Hurts alert? No, the post is the read. And if you don't hit the post, you try and hit the dig. Like, it's not trying to go to AJ Brown. He's just one of the receivers that's running a route. It's a terrible answer. And then he says, like, you can't paint the picture and look at stats. These are different things. We're cool to trying to get involved in every game. And it's just like, you're not trying to get involved in every game. You are not giving him short targets. You're not giving him screens in space to let him go and run. You are not prioritizing making him a thing. I feel for him. I hope he's okay, genuinely, well-being wise, because I think he's quite a sensitive soul, and I think he wants to dominate, and he's doing anything but dominate this year. Yeah. Is there anything you want to say about AJ Brown before we just ruin Sirianni and the conservatism in this game? Like, I'm watching the film and it's like he might as well be Darius Cooper. They do nothing different for him. They don't put him in motion. They don't prioritize getting the ball. They don't give him, basically, if it's not single high man coverage, they in front of the ball. And that's it.
Yeah, man. So there's so many ways you can go with the AJ Brown thing. Like, and Nick Sirianni got really defensive talking about his comments. And it's like, you know, you're the culture guy. You're Mr. Culture as a head coach. Why don't you sit down with your number one receiver and talk this out and be like, hey, what's your frustration? What can we do to fix it? Can you please stop talking about the team negatively and telling people to trade you in fantasy online video game streams so I have to answer questions about it? Like, there's some...
Out of all his comments, the fantasy one was the worst, weirdly. Because he's almost implying I'm going to be bad the rest of the year.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Like, there's a lot Nick should do to manage the situation. Like, sit down with your guy, hear his frustrations, figure out how to get him involved. You can do that. And you can also hold him accountable and say, hey, let's stop with the cryptic tweets. Let's stop with saying things in online streams that is going to put more smoke around this fire. Let's put the fire out. And I don't know. Maybe there's things happening behind closed doors, and maybe there's not receptiveness on one side or the other. It really is sad, though. I said this in our Discord server this morning, not to make this a, philosophical worldview type discussion, but man, there's got to be more to your life than like your athletic accomplishments and your achievements, because AJ Brown is a multimillionaire in his 20s, getting paid, tons of money to play a game that we all love. And he just seems miserable.
Yeah, he looks miserable on the field. There are times they score. When Devontae Smith caught his touchdown, he's happy for Smith. I can tell he is. There's hands up. But Barkley's charging Smith. Barkley loves it. He lived and breathed that game. If they had lost, I think he would have gone mad because he felt it. AJ looks like he's playing a game down the park that he's been forced to play because the team haven't got enough players out there.
And football aside, that's a tough way to live. There's got to be something in your life that makes you happy outside of that. And, I hope he finds that. I have my answers for what that is for me.
Yeah.
But it's tough. And, he's not, we talked about effort at times earlier in the year.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine now. You see him blocking on that Saquon pass. You see him running routes.
He's blocking. He's run blocking.
I think those were injury things now earlier in the season because it's gone and the season's continued to be frustrating for him. So I think it's fair to guess that was injury related.
Hashtag Team AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
really
there's a part of me that's tired of the AJ drama. I feel bad for him, like I mentioned. There's a part of me that is tired of it, but there's also a part of me that's keep talking crap and force this issue and cause some sort of blow up that maybe gets a better play caller or designer going here, because I still remain thoroughly convinced Kevin Patullo is not it, and that Nick Sirianni won't move on from his boy unless he's forced to. And so if you're telling me I've got to pick between Kevin Patullo and AJ Brown, it's AJ Brown 100 times out of 100. And so part of me wants it to continue, but part of me is like, Nick, how did you let it get to this point to begin with? There should be some conversations happening.
Yeah, this is the quote. We'll wrap it up here. Otherwise we'll waffle for God knows how long. But this is the point. This is the quote I want to get back to. 21st of September. I'm going to tweet this out now, actually. I think it's the best quote he made. He said, "I truly believe we've got so many good players on this team, and at times you can feel like we're being conservative, and I don't think it should be like that. Yet let your killers do their thing and play fast and play aggressive." Then he obviously goes, "Not saying we haven't been it, but me personally, that's what I'd like. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to set up the run off the pass and the pass off the run, but we have a lot of good players, and we should let them go." The conservativeness of this game on third down is absolutely disgraceful. They are the most expensive offense in the NFL. They have a quarterback who is 27 years old and they just paid a huge amount of money to. So unless they think he's bad, in which case don't make him the quarterback, who wins basically every week and is incredibly careful with the football and basically never makes risky throws into tight coverage. You have two elite receivers. I think Devontae Smith is better this year than I thought. He's entered top 10 in my opinion at the moment. You have Dallas Goedert. You have probably the best running back in the league outside of Jonathan Taylor. The idea that every third down you're going to run inside zone with Will Shipley is utterly embarrassing. And if I'm a receiver out there, I'm mad because I'm saying, do you not think we're good enough? Are we not good enough? And they throw it once on third and long, and Hurts throws an absolute dime to Devontae Smith on a perfect comeback route. And you're like, what are we doing? You can't. You've said this before. Sirianni is a fake aggressive coach. He says he's aggressive, but he's not. He's aggressive for the cameras in big moments, like 4th and 6. Look how aggressive I am. Utterly horrendous call on 4th down. I'm sorry for moaning, but I don't understand how to make 4th down decisions, Shane. I'm not a paid NFL coach. Do you know what I do? I look at the analytics because they tell you roughly is something similar. And analytics can't tell you everything, but they give you a pretty good idea. And straight away, every analytics guy's like, well, that's a shocking decision. Yeah. I have no care in the world that Hurts throws it deep to AJ Brown. That's not my point. It is going for it in the first place. It's fake aggressive. I've been conservative all game. End of half, I'm conservative. 3 timeouts, I'm conservative. 4th and 6, if we make this touchdown to AJ Brown, I look like a genius. Nick Sirianni, what a great aggressive mind. And it's fake tough guy. It's fake aggressiveness. And I'm not one to come for Sirianni very often because I feel like his win rate is impossible for me to criticise him that much because he just wins football games. Yeah, the conservativeness killed me in this game. And AJ Brown coming out and saying that, like, and I know it was early September, let the killers kill, basically. That's how I feel. That's why they're frustrated, because they are going to feel like their coaches are not giving them a chance to dominate. NFL athletes want to dominate. They don't want to win 10-7. They want to score a lot of points. And I was very frustrated by the conservatism. You know, Shayla, I've made peace with the play structure and pass game. I've made peace with it. You know that. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I think that's what they're going to do this year. I've made peace with it. I know they run crappy concepts. I've accepted that. I can't accept the conservatism because that's a mindset thing. That's so easy to change. And it was bad this week. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it there. I don't like ranting for too long about things like this, but yeah, the conservatism really wound me up.
Yeah, Sirianni's not an aggressive coach. He is a conservative coach who infrequently chooses aggressiveness in some of the worst possible situations. And it's the whole thing, like, if you're aggressive once, it can fail, right? But if you have a pattern of aggressiveness when you should be over the long term, you will win. You will gain more expected points than you lose. And so it would be better to just pick a lane and stay in it. Be consistently conservative is better than just fluctuating, because when you fluctuate, you open yourself up to the highest leverage ones getting it wrong. And then otherwise you're not reaping any benefits. And that's kind of what Sirianni does. I mean, You look at all of the 3rd and 1 or 3rd and long runs, or the 3rd and long run 4 verticals so we can throw the check down to Will Shipley, which is what they're trying to do on those. They're not trying to push it deep. They're trying to clear guys out and toss it to Will Shipley for a 2-yard pass on 3rd and 14. And, I mean, the Eagles don't throw the ball down. The Eagles attempted 2 passes over 20 air yards in this game. One was the touchdown and one was the 4th down. But the constant coward runs on 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, the end of half where you choose to throw the ball with 15 seconds left and no timeouts, and your play worked. Fred Johnson just gets pushed into Jalen's lap and it's short. And then on 3rd down with 11 seconds left, you decide to just take it to half. Like, you had timeouts, and you're a 12-yard completion away from getting to try a long field goal headed into half to put up points. And you're so concerned that you're going to turn the ball over, which Hurts has done like 0.04% of the time this season, or 0.4% of the time this season on his pass attempts, that you won't try to complete a 12-yard pass against a team that's going to be playing soft to get into field goal range. And then you have 4th and 4, and you're just wanting to run the clock out, so you roll out and throw it away. Why don't you roll out and throw it to the end zone and see if you can get a catch or a DPI? Like, stuff happens. And so you're consistently conservative all game long, and then you get to the end of the game and you decide, when you approach that situation, right? The Packers have 2 timeouts. There are 2 approaches you can take. Let's be aggressive. Let's put the ball in our QB's hands. Let's get a 1st down and end this game. And that is valid. And that's where I would lean. But I'm okay with the other approach, which is let's run it 3 times. We're going to burn both of their timeouts, and we're going to punt the ball with 33 seconds left, and we're going to pin them deep. They're going to have the ball on their own 10 with no timeouts and 25 seconds to get in field goal range. That's a fine approach too. I wouldn't complain if that's what you chose, but they choose the middle ground, which is run it 3 times and then go for it on 4th down, where, 25 seconds is plenty of time with no timeouts to get a 20-yard pass and clock it and have a field goal attempt. And, we can get into the whole, I don't know if we need to get into the,
no,
did they just go rogue?
Let's not now.
I'll just say this quickly. They didn't go rogue.
No.
They did not get up to the line. They never once fake snapped it. They were not trying to draw people off sides. Sirianni called timeout, sent his offense out to run a play, and Hurts and Brown might have checked into a different look based on the defense, and I'm totally fine with that. But they were not put on the field to take a delay of game because there was no reason to. They could have done that before. They weren't trying to draw them off sides. They were sent out there to run a play. So I don't believe that narrative. It was just bad coaching. Bad coaching, Pure and simple. and they need to pick a lane and stay in it. If you want to go back to 2010 and be a conservative team, I would rather you do that than just oscillate back and forth the way that they've been doing. It drives me crazy, and I've pointed it out all the way back to the Super Bowl. They lost to the Chiefs when they chose to punt, and it's been a thing for a long time that Sirianni's inconsistent with his approaches in those games.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not really one to talk about like decisions on fourth. It's not really my lane. I stay out my lane. I leave that to people like you and Eric. But this one was obvious. That's the thing. It was obvious.
Yeah. So
I think we'll leave it there, man.
Yeah. There you have it. Our thoughts, I guess, on the offense. I mean, for those of you that want to see more of it broken down, I recorded my past game review for this week, and so you can go check that out. Whoa. Don't know what happened there or why I'm in here twice. Anyways.
Mad. This is cool.
Yeah, this is cool. There it goes. That was really weird. So you guys can go check out that past game review. I broke down like 17 different plays and the concepts and what's going on. I just didn't want to come on here and go into that again this week. But it's all there on the Patreon. Grab a free 1-week trial. You can check it out. I'll have a player spotlight video, hopefully up tomorrow. These short weeks throw everything off a little bit, but I'm going to try to record that and get a video up on Jalen Phillips. Jonny will be having preview stuff. Eric will be having preview things. And so there'll be a lot of content pumping into the Discord. So come hang out if you would like to. And, we'll be chatting in Discord, I'm sure, this afternoon.
We will. Patreon's where it's at.
So, all right, Jonny, anything else that you want to say before we get out of here?
We said we'd do 2 minutes on the offense, and then we did the 20. We didn't want to do a film stuff. Sometimes the film's not the thing. This wasn't a film on offense kind of show. So yeah, no, preview stuff's been good. Patreon stuff's been good. I've been enjoying it of late. So yeah, if you're not in there, just give it a trial, please. Do a month, see if you like it. If you don't, no hard feelings. I will just say we have very few people leave once they're in. So take that as you will, but people seem to like it. So if you do want to try and support us, please get in there.
All right. Yep. Good stuff. Thank you guys for joining us. We will be back next week, a little more normal week. It's still a late Sunday game, but at least we get the 2 full days to get through film things. So if you guys enjoy the work, be sure you smash that subscribe button. The podcast here on the Pinpool Network will always be free, but like we said, if you guys want to come hang out in the Patreon with us, there's a lot of other perks there. Otherwise, we will catch you guys next week for another episode of On the Shane Page. Go Birds.